The Eagles faced off against the Dallas Cowboys at Lincoln Financial Field on Sunday afternoon in a game with huge implications for not only the NFC East, but the 1 seed in the division. The Dallas Cowboys came into the game ranked 6th in scoring defense, 3rd in defensive DVOA, and 4th in dropback EPA allowed. Jalen Hurts with a bum knee. The running game hasn't been working. How would the Eagles fare against this vaunted Dallas defense? Let's go to the tape. Let's start off on the first drive with one of the classics. If you've been watching these All-22 videos, you know this concept. It is Crash. Crash gets a corner route from your inside receiver. In this case, it's Dallas Goedert with an in-breaking route from the outside receiver, which is A.J. Brown. The Eagles throw this nonstop to A.J. Brown. It was all over the Dolphins film. It was all over last week. You're going to see it again here on the opening drive. Ball's out. Hurts at the top of his drop. Hits A.J. Brown on that in route out of Crash. Nice little rhythm throw. One of their favorite concepts just to start the game off here. You can see it from the back view. Hurts takes the drop. Boom. Sets right to A.J. Brown. Ball's out. Now remember this play because we are going to come back to it later on in this same drive, in fact. So hold on just a minute. File that one away. Let's move on to the next play. Here the Eagles are going to motion A.J. Brown out and run him on a wheel route at the bottom of the screen. And then you've got Devonta Smith is going to run a really deep curl route. I think this is probably an option route. If this is single high coverage, i.e. probably maybe a cover 3 zone, you can try to hit this ball up the seam, but it's not going to be cover 3. In fact, the Cowboys are going to spin this coverage into a split field safety look. And Devonta Smith is going to set down here. And I think this is the throw Hurts should make. This one's kind of a mess with his footwork in the pocket. We can watch the pass rush here. Tell me if you think he should be feeling pressure here. He's already starting to drift off of his spot. We'll get a better look at the back view, but this is open. I think this is just a miss from Hurts. He's drifting, starts on that hash, drifting, and he ends up trying to make this throw off platform to Dallas Goedert out into the flat when he's got Devonta Smith wide open at the 50-yard line. So I think this is bad pocket management. Maybe a little jittery here on the first drive. You're playing what's a really good pass rush. But you tell me, starting here on the right hash, what causes him to need to drift here? There's no reason for him to start drifting here. He keeps shuffling the feet. Just set and make that throw. That's a throw that he should make to Devonta Smith. That's a throw that Hurts wishes that he could have back. The Cowboys are in a quarters look here. And so the Eagles have A.J. Brown on this deep comeback route that they like so much. This play just looks off. I'll roll it. See if you can figure out what happens here. Ball, it takes forever to get there. Looks like it comes out slow. I had to watch it a few times, and then I realized the timing thing that's off is this ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage. So proof sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I don't love this bounce on his toes here from Hurts. I want his cleats in the ground ready to drive this throw. You get this little bounce. Ball gets tipped. Still gets to A.J. Brown. Sometimes you just take that luck. Now, speaking of getting lucky, here the Eagles catch a big break. Watch Jordan Mailata matched up with defensive end Sam Williams here off the edge. Williams is just going to beat him. Attacks Hurts' arm, gets the strip sack. Just right off the edge. Not a good rep there from Jordan Mailata, but the ball bounces right back to Hurts. And sometimes you're fortunate on these, sometimes you're not. Again, you see bad job by Mailata there. Williams right around the edge. Hurts finds the ball and falls on it. Now, what I love about this team is how they respond to adversity. So you are second and a mile now. Like that's a drive killer for most teams. A sack is almost as bad as an interception in terms of what it does to your expected points for a drive. You're just not expected for anything to happen. So here the Cowboys is second and long. They're going to show single high. We're thinking something's up here playing this far off of A.J. Brown. In fact, he's going to bail back, and this is going to be Tampa 2 with a bonus dropper. We're going to drop this defensive tackle into coverage. So you got 8 guys in coverage. A.J. Brown just going to sit down right here, and Hurts gets in the ball. Good things happen when you get A.J. Brown the ball, and we see that here. Bails out. There's a void here. Brown sits down. Ball's on the numbers. And now, all of a sudden, you've turned it from second and, 22 to now you're at 3rd and 12. Still a bad situation to be in, but it's a situation that maybe you can make something work. Maybe you can get into field goal range now. The Eagles do a good job of bouncing back here and not letting it snowball, but they're not done yet. On 3rd and about 14, the Cowboys are showing pressure. They've got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage. They're going to make you get the ball out fast. Dallas Goedert runs an in-breaking route. A.J. Brown runs an in-breaking route. You get the ball to A.J. Brown, and you just let him try to go break a tackle. Now, the Cowboys are going to get pressure. Micah Parsons is lined up over Tyler Steen, and he just instantly beats Steen on this rep. But Hurts is able to get the ball out. Look at that pass rush move. Ball's out on A.J. Brown, breaks a tackle, drags everything down, gets you close. Now you're in field goal range. It's only 4th and 4. You've got options. And watch again, Steen. Man, Steen just gets put in a blender here by Micah Parsons. Crosses his face here. It's a tough assignment as a rookie on your first drive starting, faced up with Micah Parsons. But now we end up on this 4th down. Now the Eagles aren't going to kick the field goal. They've already gone for 1 4th down on this possession. They're going to do it again, and they're going to do it with their favorite concept, crash. That's right. Go back to the first play of the game. What do? We run A.J. Brown on the in route from the outside alignment. We run Dallas Goedert on the corner route from the slot. We throw this to A.J. Brown 95% of the time. Cowboys know that. It's 4th and short. They're keyed in on this. It's not there. Watch Hurts take this shot to Dallas Goedert. This is great stuff here. Great quarterbacking. Great job by Goddard to go make a play. You'll see from the end zone view what a good catch this is. Brilliant stuff here from Hurts in the offense. Just executing this simple high-low concept so well to move the chains on a critical 4th down on the opening drive. This one's a bit of a busted play. We've got Dallas Goedert runs a vertical route. We're going to get A.J. Brown running like a dig route. Devontae Smith is maybe on like a skinny post / a vertical route, and you've got Dallas Goedert on this drag route underneath. So everything about this play is flowing from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen, right? You've got this post route, this dig route, this in-breaking route. But watch Jalen Hurts, after he executes this play fake, he starts to drift out to the left. Now there's pressure. Lane Johnson gets bull rushed back into him. And so there's a reason for you to get left here, but now look at how we're not just sliding. Like, he could have just slid. We've totally turned our shoulders. We're parallel to the line of scrimmage now. Like, the only route we can throw is something out here to the flat. And Dallas Goedert, you could get Dallas Goedert this ball. He's at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he can make a guy miss. If you could just slide instead of turning your shoulders like that, you might be able to hit A.J. Brown on this route. The only thing I can think is that he's expecting DeAndre Swift to leak out into the flat here, because you see how long he hangs with that, and he finally just has to throw it away. So I'm not sure if this is he's wanting Swift to release and he doesn't, but everything just looks wrong on this play, and he's leaking out to the side where all the routes are running away from. See how long he stays with this? I don't know. I'd like to see him just reset his feet and look to drive that ball downfield. Normally, he's probably going to scramble in that situation, but with the limited mobility, that's not a possibility. So all I'm left with is maybe DeAndre Swift should have been out in the flat there for that little check down. This is one of the best post-snap processing things I've seen Hurts do this season. If we look at the defensive shell before the snap, we see one high safety. You guys watch my channel, you know our mantra, single high, let it fly. You got A.J. Brown down here. If we got a single high safety, we're going to run him on a vertical route, and we're going to let the ball fly to him. And we do this later in the game to Devontae Smith. But I want you to watch this defender right here at the snap of the ball, and then we'll rewind. So just watch. He's going to bail out. He books it. Boom. This is not a single high look. We're getting into a split field safety look. This is going to be a Tampa 2 look. And so at the snap of the ball, Hurts' first read is right here, and we're going to see this safety open up to the sideline. Now, Hurts knows when this happens, there has to be a safety bailing on the other side. And what we have set up here, if in case this vertical route didn't work, so we've got a vertical route. If that doesn't work, we're going to, I drew the arrow on the wrong guy. It's Dallas Goedert coming across, and we've got Devontae Smith running this deep in route. And so if it's not single high, if we can't take this ball to A.J. Brown, we've got a high-low pattern coming across the screen from top to bottom. Hurts does a magnificent job here. Number 2 has to get depth to split up the middle of the field, and as soon as we cross the face of the defender, you can lay this ball in here. It's a tight window, but you can do it right here. Hurts separates, ball starts to come out. You're throwing it into this window right here that's opened up. That's a beautiful job of reading this out after the snap. Hurts knows when that safety comes over, there's got to be something funky happening on the backside. He gets back, checks his work, finds Devontae Smith for a big gain. Very impressive stuff here from Hurts. You can see the eyes there bouncing from left of screen to right of screen and then finding Devontae Smith. That's a really good job of quarterbacking from the pocket by Jalen Hurts. It's halftime here on the channel. If you're enjoying this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Subscriptions are free, but they help me out a lot. It'll get me in your feed more often on YouTube or on Twitter. So make sure you hit that subscribe button at Shane Haff NFL on both platforms. Now let's get back to the video. I love this one, and we're going to cheat and include this on the passing game review because this is technically a pass, but the Eagles are in pony personnel. That means 2 running backs on the field. You've got Kenny Gainwell right here. You've got DeAndre Swift in the slot. Now the Eagles have 6 blockers versus the Cowboys having 6 guys in the box. It's a neutral box count. Everyone's got to win their block for us to be able to get yardage, but what if we could use Kenny Gainwell as a blocker? Well, typically you can't because Jalen Hurts isn't mobile right now with the knee injury, but what's going to happen is you bring DeAndre Swift on the jet motion and you get the little pop pass, and all of a sudden you have Kenny Gainwell outrunning as a lead blocker. Now we are +1 in the box. Beautiful play design here. Gainwell's going to get to the edge and hit a safety. Opens up some room for DeAndre Swift to pick up a big chunk play. Is it cheating to call this a pass play? Definitely. Are we going to do it? Yes. Who cares? Cool little play here from play design from Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson to get the ball to DeAndre Swift out in space. We are now in an end of half situation. Opportunity to go get points before half. Dallas has a single high safety. Everyone is playing off coverage. Cue just an A.J. Brown out route. Easy pitch and catch. It doesn't get any easier than this for Hurts. Hits the top of his drop, balls out to Brown on the sideline, picks up a chunk gain, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Love to see the chemistry between these guys, especially in these must-have situations. Ball's out on time, A.J. Brown out of bounds. The Eagles come out after halftime with one of their favorite concepts here. It's going to be a little RPO slant flat. So option 1. As we hand the ball to the running back, we are reading this defender. If this defender dives, Hurts is going to pull it, and he's going to come out. If this defender comes out, we're going to hand the ball off. And so step 1 is reading Micah Parsons. In this case, he's going to dive, so Hurts is going to pull it. Once Hurts pulls it, he's going to roll out, and we've got the little slant flat game here with A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert. A.J. Brown is not really the target here. Hurts is moving to the right. It'd be hard to throw that timing slant moving right like that. He's really just here to collision this defender. Make him give Dallas Goedert some space. Maybe that guy dives down and you can throw it to Goedert. In this case, it does a pretty good job of sticking with Goedert, but the problem is, where's the defender for Jalen Hurts? Now, Hurts isn't super mobile right now. He's not going to be able to pick up 20 yards on this play, but he is able to get the first down on a 3rd and short, slide down, and then do a little awkward somersault. So, again, here it is from the back view. Watch Micah Parsons takes this hard step down, pull the ball, get out to the edge, and then slide down, avoid taking a big hit, do a fancy little somersault anyways. Here it is, the one we've been waiting for. The Devontae Smith touchdown. Single high, let it fly. And Jalen Hurts is going to do just that. Devontae Smith runs a little stutter and go route. He chops his feet like he's running a curl route, and then it's off to the pylon. Jalen Hurts puts this ball on him beautifully. Watch this. Boom, that little stutter. Ball's out. The defender doesn't even really bite. Like, that's the thing I want you to realize, is the defender's not really biting here. Watch this. Look at the separation when he starts to throttle down. Comes out of it. He is right in his pocket. Just a beautiful throw by Jalen Hurts. You couldn't run down the field and hand it to him any better than that. That is a triple P, a perfectly placed pass, and you love to see it. From the back view we see here, Hurts steps up into the pocket, delivers that, boom, right on the hands. Smith gets the foot down. touchdown. It worked once. Let's try it again. Single high. Let it fly. You got Devontae Smith on DaRon Bland again up this top sideline. Hurts is going to take this shot. Releases outside. Puts the ball on the money. He's forced out of bounds. Using that sideline as an extra defender. Smith doesn't really have the separation this time, but Hurts goes for that back shoulder ball. And Smith is able to come back and get it. Like, Smith is so good. He should not be, but he's so good in these contested catch situations. But he only gets one foot down. Bland gets him out of bounds. Doesn't work that time. You take that shot anytime it's given to you, because Devontae Smith just paid you off with a touchdown. Maybe he would pay you off with another big play there. A few plays ago, we pointed out the best post-snap processing I've seen from Hurts this season. It's only fair to point out one of the worst decisions I've seen Jalen Hurts make this season. The Eagles are going to go play action max protect here. A.J. Brown is running this deep post route, this deep over route. Devontae Smith is running like a deep pivot route. He wants to get this ball to A.J. Brown, and as good as A.J. Brown has been, throwing it into triple coverage just isn't it. Like, look at this right here. He hasn't thrown the ball yet. Look at the attention devoted to A.J. Brown. We've got two guys bracketing A.J. Brown. We've got eyes of Stephon Gilmore on A.J. Brown. We've got Devontae Smith breaking to the sideline. Like, Hurts has to come off of this. I know A.J. Brown makes so many plays for this team. He's on an incredible streak. You can't throw this ball to A.J. Brown. You throw this ball to Devontae Smith, it's a 20-yard gain easily, but Hurts locks in on A.J. Brown, pats the baby, loads up, throws it into triple coverage. A.J. Brown doesn't even have a chance to make a play on that. All he can do is try to knock it down so it's not intercepted. Really bad decision on this one from Hurts. Trying to go to his buddy that's paid him off so many times. Triple coverage just isn't the look. Got to check that one down. It's not even a check down. I don't even know why I'm saying check down. Just get the ball to Devontae Smith there. Pick up that 20 yards. Try it again later. This is essentially just another version of that slant flat RPO that we talked about earlier, except this time Dallas Goedert is going to come across the formation in like a split zone blocking scheme. So in split zone, we're leaving this defensive end unblocked by the line so we can block this way, and the tight end comes across and kicks him out to open up a cutback lane. Well, for this play, we're still leaving him unblocked. We're bringing the tight end across, but instead of blocking him, you release into the flat, and you're still putting this guy into conflict. Is he going to dive down on the ball carrier? You pull it. Does he stay out wide? You've taken him out of the picture without even having to block him. Either way, you're gaining an advantage in the box. Here, he's going to come down, and he starts to shuffle in, right? So you pull the ball. Now you got to look and see. He's on Hurts, and so we can throw this ball out in front of Dallas Goedert in space in the flat and let him go get a big chunk play. Big gain there to Dallas Goedert. Unfortunately, the way he's brought down there on that forearm does sustain the injury on this play. Will be out the next few weeks. So unfortunate ending to that play, but this is a really good play design that the Eagles like. They like to use it a lot. They like to use it to Goedert. With Goedert out, how about we just run the same thing in the red zone to A.J. Brown? We're going to run this split zone play fake looking thing again. This time it's A.J. Brown coming across, releasing out into the flat, and Jalen Hurts is going to find A.J. Brown. Almost the exact same play, right? You see we do the same thing. We're leaving this guy unblocked. A.J. Brown's running at him, and then out into the flat. How he reacts dictates how this play goes. Notice how he comes down. Ball out to A.J. Brown. Now, the Cowboys have seen this. I want you to watch the cornerback that's responsible for A.J. Brown. This is Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore books it across the formation here to make sure he doesn't get beat outside, and he does a good job. His inside help kind of messes him up here. If number 26, I think that's DaRon Bland, if he stays a little more inside, this isn't a touchdown, but A.J. stops on a dime, gets into the end zone, 4-6. Here it is from the back view again. Watch Gilmore, number 21, really books it across the formation. He's keyed into this. This is why we like this with tight ends instead of wide receivers, because linebackers aren't as good in coverage as cornerbacks, but it still works out because A.J. Brown is so good with the ball in his hands. Now, I know the Eagles have caught flack for how conservative they went at the end of this game in the fourth quarter with the lead, and I think some of that is warranted. However, on the second to last drive, 2nd and 7, I want you to see what the Eagles do. They dial up a passing play. Now nothing's really open and Hurts has to scramble, but they dialed up a passing play. They're not just content to run this game out. Then you get to 3rd and 3, and we'll get to the 3rd and 3 here in a second, but what are you supposed to do on 3rd and 3? You could run the ball. You could try to get into your brotherly shove, 4th and 1 sort of thing. Dallas is loading up the box here, right? Dallas is at single high. Jalen Hurts likes the matchup here to A.J. Brown, and I don't hate taking a shot to A.J. Brown vertically. Just a bad ball. It's going to be put out of bounds, but the thing that really stinks on this one is watch Olamide Zaccheaus in the slot. Remember, this is 3rd and 3. Like, we only need to get to, like, right here. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 3. Watch how number 14 opens up right now. Olamide Zaccheaus is running a little sit route. Right now, it's open. There's no way 14 can drive on this. I wish Hurts would come off of Brown here. This is open. Ball goes out of bounds. Just unfortunate there from the offense. You like A.J. Brown one-on-one. You got to throw it in bounds. You have Olamide Zaccheaus in the slot. You got to hit him. You could call a run play. There's a lot of things that you could do there on that one. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. The Eagles get gun shy the next time around, and they run it out. It's unfortunate to end on a couple of bad plays because I thought Jalen Hurts and the offense played really well in this game. And the numbers bear that out. Jalen Hurts had .44 EPA per play in this one. Over the last 3 weeks of the season, Jalen Hurts has been on a tear with a .439 EPA per play, which ranks first in the NFL in that time span. And it's not just a 3-week thing. If you look at the first 9 weeks of the season as a whole, roughly the halfway point. Thank you, NFL, for messing that up with a 17-game season. Looking purely at drop back passing in the pocket, throws made from the pocket without the benefit of RPOs or play action or screen passes, Jalen Hurts ranks first in the NFL in quarterback ranking, first in completion percentage, second in touchdown percentage, third in EPA per play, third in success rate, first in boom rate, and first in bust rate. There is no other quarterback in the NFL that ranks top 10 in each one of those categories. Jalen Hurts is playing at an MVP level right now, and he has the Eagles at 8-1 heading into their bye week, exactly where they want to be in the NFC title push.